The Tung Tree, all history, protection, and the wisdom growing on southern land. I'm standing here with the Tung Tree, a tree that used to be all over Mississippi. My uncle had one in his yard, and back then I didn't know the value of what I was looking at. This tree produces Tung Oil, one of the strongest natural oils ever used by human hands. Before the factories, before the chemicals, before the modern coatings, people used Tung Oil to waterproof wood, protect tools, seal boats, and preserve everything that needed to last. It dries hard, it dries fast, and it forms a protective barrier that keeps moisture out. And that's why it was planted across the South. It was a resource tree. Now let's talk about the ecological and practical benefits. The Tung Tree grows well in warm, humid climates like ours. It doesn't need much attention, and once it's established, it holds its place. You can see that the leaves are broad, the flowers are beautiful, and the seeds are where the real value sits. Inside those seeds is the oil, thick, strong, and protected. Now the seeds themselves are not for eating. This tree wasn't planted for food. It was planted for industry, for protection, for preservation, and that's the purpose God gave it. Every plant doesn't feed your stomach. Some plants feed your tools, your home, your work, your craft. And looking at the historical context, Mississippi used to have entire groves of tung trees. Farmers grew them as cash crops. The oil was shipped out for paints, finishes, and waterproofing. Hurricanes and market changes wiped out most of the industry, but the trees stayed. They naturalized. They became part of the land's memory. So when you see a tung tree today, you're looking at a piece of Southern history, a reminder of a time when people worked with the land instead of against it. Now let's talk about the metaphysical and spiritual meaning, because every plant reveals its purpose by its behavior. The tung tree is a tree of protection. Its all seals, it preserves, it guards, it keeps moisture out and strength in. Spiritually, that makes it a tree of boundaries, a tree of covering, a tree of preservation. It teaches you how to protect what matters without hardening your heart. It teaches you how to seal the cracks in your life so nothing leaks out. The tung tree doesn't shout, It doesn't demand attention. It stands there quietly, producing something powerful, something that lasts. That's a lesson in itself. Now let's look at the symbolism on the land. When a tongue tree shows up on your land, it's a reminder that protection is already present. Provision is already present. The covering is already present. You don't have to beg for what God already placed under your feet. This tree teaches stewardship. It teaches memory. It teaches preservation. And it teaches that sometimes the strongest protection comes from something that looks ordinary. So in closing, this is the tongue tree, a southern heritage tree, a producer of the strongest natural oils on earth, a symbol of protection and preservation, and a reminder that the land is always speaking. You just have to pay attention. I'll keep teaching on the plants that grow here because every one of them carries history, purpose, and wisdom. This is stewardship. This is testimony. This is the land teaching us how to live.